But we never really know with Donald Trump, and I think that's half the point. You never really know with Donald Trump. We've experienced that when he was president for 4 years before. But there is this idea that the King and Keir Starmer, or mainly the King, could invite Donald Trump to Balmoral. Now, Balmoral is the King's personal home. It's a beautiful place up in the Scottish Highlands. Donald Trump has family from Scotland. He loves Scotland. He loves golf. Guys, do you think this could happen, and would it be a good idea?
I mean, I think it would be impossible for him to turn that one down, wouldn't it? It would be such a special privilege, I think, afforded to him. You can see him jumping for it, can't you?
Well, his mother was Scottish. She's a MacLeod. So, yeah, I would think he'll absolutely jump at that opportunity, should it be given. I mean, I'm sure the King this time round, after being given all sorts of Trump assurances when they last met, and they got on quite well when they were discussing the global situation and the environment, and but maybe he won't be so easily fobbed off this time, because it does seem that as president he's sort of reneged on a lot of the things he said he was going to do.
What speculation, but what do you think Trump and the King would do together at Balmoral? I mean, there's lots of walks there, but I mean, I know Donald Trump likes to play golf. There's golf courses in Scotland, but...
Perhaps Andrew can...
Well, bear with me. This is the direction I'm going in, all right? So, surely Prince Andrew...
Promote Andrew back,
well,
you? Back, yeah.
Prince Andrew likes golf. Donald Trump likes golf. Bear with me on this. Prince Andrew knew Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, could Prince Andrew actually be the secret weapon for the royal family? With
Straightforward shooting weekend.
Could Prince Andrew bring Trump down with himself? That would be what it is. No, I think he'll be kept a long way away from that, and they'll probably just have if it happens, I think it'd be a great opportunity. I do think that William will play a role as well, because clearly he is trying to build a rapport with the president, and they, seem to get on very well, didn't they? In that situation in Paris when they had that meeting at the embassy. So, but the King and Donald Trump got on quite well the last time he was here, and I'm sure that Sir Keir needs all the help he can get.
What do you think Donald Trump... Sorry, what do you think?
I was just going to say, the King's had a lifetime of this, hasn't he? He is really now a sort of master diplomat, so
absolutely.
He'll be able to manage this in the best way he knows, and by laying open one of his personal homes, something that's so steeped in particularly his mother's history. Trump in particular had this huge admiration for the late Queen. I think that's, that could be really helpful to our special relationship. And there's a huge lawn for them to land Marine One on if they need to.
It's interesting, though, that the King... I mean, they brought the Queen in last time to sort of help that whole relationship, and this time again, I think he does have respect for the British royal family. Probably at this moment in time, it's really necessary for the special relationship.
You mentioned there that Donald Trump did have a very good fondness, or had a huge fondness for the late Queen Elizabeth II. We've heard this week that 5 architects or 5 groups have been selected to build the permanent memorial that's going to be in St James's Park. I'm quite excited about this in many ways, but what about you guys? What would you want this permanent memorial for the late Queen to look like?
Oh, it's a really good question. I think less domineering than the Queen Victoria Memorial.
That's the huge one outside Buckingham Palace on the east wing, isn't it? You can't miss it.
Yeah, right at the top of the mall. But it's hard, isn't it? Because how do you encapsulate the sort of 7 decades of her reign and sum her up? I'm glad they've got a lot of experts in instead of us, Rob.
But does it have to be a statue, though? Because what era would you do of a statue? Would you do a young Queen? Would you do the old Queen, a middle-aged Queen? I mean, she's many...
A great big Paddington bear, I think that would be quite fun. But I think that it would be probably towards the end of the reign, that type of thing. But, it might even be a statue. It may even be a waterfall. It may be something moving, And I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, because, I mean, we'll never see her like again. I mean, she reigned 70 years, is remarkable. And I don't know, I think that she achieved so much, it's hard to just to sum it up in one, one memorial, isn't it? And she was ever present, really, it seems to me. But something that would give us a sense of her longevity and the length of that reign and what it spanned would be
I think it would have to be her towards the end of the reign, almost as a sort of grandmother of the nation,
Yeah, I
you know,
think so.
because that is how most of us will remember her now.
Yeah.
I think that would be fitting.
All right, I'll have to wait and see. Right, we've just got time for our quick-fire questions. OK, so here we go. Take a deep breath. We've talked a lot about food on this week's show. So, who was the best cook in the royal family?
Oh, I think it's between the Queen and the future Queen. I'm not putting any of the men down here, but we know Queen Camilla cooks a mean Sunday roast. And we know that Catherine is making plum jam, as well as pasta and all of these other things. And they both seem to enjoy being in the kitchen at home. That's not to cast aspersions on the King or Prince William, who's made a few jokes at his own expense.
Prince
Rob, stick up for the men.
Prince William's spaghetti bolognese apparently was the best. So when he was,
Really? Is that?
that's how he helped to woo Catherine with his spaghetti bolognese.
Well, I didn't know that.
Apparently,
Oh wow. OK.
she didn't like it that much, but at least he tried.
She married him. We've just spoken about the Queen Elizabeth II memorial, but what is the best royal family permanent memorial?
I would say through history.
Yeah, or current, whatever you've seen. Yeah.
I would think that well, really, to me, it's the Albert Hall and the Prince Albert Memorial.
But for sheer, you cannot miss it, I'd say the QVM, because it's right there in front of the palace. No one's going to get a better spot than that, are they?
No.
Yeah, she's got the best one there.
Yeah,
Queen
she
Victoria.
has. No one else is getting near.
Who is the best and who is the worst dressed royal?
Oh dear.
Oh, that's mean. I mean, they all dress.
The King's the best dressed, I'd say.
I think he's a snappy dresser.
He is, and also the whole sustainable fashion, I would say, has come from him and has spread down through the family.
I don't know if
I've got a bit
I'd
of
say
Prince
Prince
Edward
Edward
as well.
Prince Edward, probably because he seems to wear clothes that are far too big for him lately. Because he's lost a lot of weight. I don't know. I'd say that the King is the best dresser. And none of them are really badly dressed, are they? I mean,
No.
they can't do when they've,
I don't think
when they've got their
really
valets and everyone
criticise
helping
any of
them out.
OK, we'll give everyone a free pass on the worst dressed royal. After Queen Camilla met Gladiator Nitro at Buckingham Palace, what is the most bizarre royal meeting you have seen?
I really enjoyed watching the Queen meet Gemma Collins at Clarence House a couple of years ago. That was a very entertaining exchange. They got on like a house on fire, but they're just two people you wouldn't have expected to have such an in-depth conversation as they did.
Oh, did you see that then?
I was there in person.
Oh, yeah,
it was good
yeah.
fun. And to her credit, Gemma was brilliant. She talked a lot about it afterwards. She was really excited.
Oh, well, I think that probably has some beating. The man in his the gladiator in his underpants, I think was pretty good.
I did once
For a palace. I've not seen that very often at the palace.
I did see Prince Harry put his head in a shark mascot's mouth on a rugby pitch in South Africa once. Don't know if you can find a photo of that. It was good fun.
There's plenty. Apparently, Nitro did actually turn up in normal clothes, but he was ordered to dress into his shorts and singlet because
Who ordered that?
because it made more of a spectacular event. So I'm glad he dressed like that. And Camilla didn't blink, apparently.
Good for her.
Of course she didn't.
She wouldn't. She'd have laughed.
Little laugh. Brilliant. All right, well, thanks, guys. That's all we've got time for, but I really appreciate everything. We've been through a lot, so thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for watching. If you like the show, please leave a comment because we do read them, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode.